We start in 1999 with the expansion Montreal Rocket visiting Center 200, and it would be a familiar face that would settle this game. Randy Copley, the overtime winner, as Montreal defeats the Scream Eagles by a score of 6-5. Copley had the OT winner, along with another goal and an assist. Alan O'Driscoll, 2 goals for the Rocket, and 3 assists for Chris Montgomery. Screaming Eagles offense was spread out on this night. They had 5 different goal scorers. Guillaume Lefebvre had a goal and 4 assists leading the way. A lot of scraps in this game too. Trevor Ettinger dropping the gloves against Benoit Beausoleil. Sandro Sabroka of the Eagles fighting Francis Emery. Hunter Lahache dropping the gloves against Jordan True. Those 3 fights came over 3 stoppages over a 5-second span. There were even more goals in the year 2001 when the Scream Eagles headed to Baie-Comeau for what was a playoff preview. Baie-Comeau took a 2-0 lead 87 seconds into the game, but by the 7:22 mark, the Eagles were up 3-2, and Baie-Comeau goaltender Ghislain Rousseau had been pulled. A lot of fights in this one too, typical of a Baie-Comeau game at that time. George Davis of the Eagles dropping the gloves with Andre Waugh, Hunter Lahache fighting Thierry Duville. These fights all happening in the first 3 minutes. Steve Villeneuve would drop the gloves in this game against Caleb Moffat. The Eagles would win by a score of 8-6, paced by a 4-goal night from Pierre-Luc. Steve Villeneuve and Dominic Noel each with 3 points in this game. For the Drakkar, Joel Perreault, Benoit Mondou had 3 assists each, Dulio Grande with 2 goals, and Charles Linglet had a 4-point night himself. It was thought to be a finals preview in the year 2003 when the Gatineau Olympique visited Center 200, as the 2 teams were both highly touted and expected to have long playoff runs. That didn't work out in the long term for the Eagles, but it did work out on this night as they defeated the Olympique 3-1 in a highly anticipated contest. Maxime Talbot of the Olympique, future NHLer, had an assist on their lone goal. For Cape Breton, F.P. Gannett leading the way with 2 goals. Martin Houle playing well in the win, making 32 saves, and David Tremblay wasn't bad in the loss either, making 32 saves on 35 shots. Fight to tell you about in this one is Neil Smith of Cape Breton fought with Francis Wache. No points on this night for Adam Pardy, but he was the first star for his excellent shutdown game on the blue line. This was a 4-game winning streak for the Eagles with this victory. Things would not be so good in the year 2005 as a rough start to the season got worse as the Eagles lost 7-1 in Halifax. Vladimir Kubas with the lone goal for Cape Breton. David Davenport pulled in this game, allowing 4 goals on 19 shots. Cape Breton native Bryce Swan leading the way for the Mooseheads with 2 goals, 3 assists for James Pouliot in this game. Cape Breton's David Victor dropping the gloves against Kevin Cormier, who was very tough to scrap against in these days. In the year 2007, the Scream Eagles won 1-0 on home ice over the Moncton Wildcats. It was a very entertaining game in spite of not a lot of goals being scored. Dean Ouellette with the lone goal in this game comes in the 3rd period. Shots were 35-25 in favor of the Eagles. Olivier Waugh gets the win while Nicolas Riopel takes the loss for Moncton. In 2009, the Eagles were victorious 5-4 in Bathurst. Stephen Horrell had 2 goals in the win. Patrick Lepastel with a goal and an assist for Cape Breton. Horrell's winning goal came with 23 seconds left. Lepastel's goal was the first of his career. For Bathurst, Jeremy Blaine had 2 assists. Spread out offense for the Eagles in this one as they had 13 skaters record points. The big catch in this game is the Scream Eagles were actually down 4-0 in this contest. Olivier Waugh was pulled after allowing 2 goals on 7 shots. Chris Holden gets the victory for Cape Breton. Taylor McDougall of the Eagles dropping the gloves against Danik Malin. 1 year ago in Moncton, the Scream Eagles Moncton Wildcats rivalry was really kicked into overdrive as the Wildcats defeated Cape Breton by a score of 5-2. Connor Garland had 3 goals and an assist in this game, but it will be most remembered for him getting in a fight with Felix Martineau and getting himself injured in the process as he would miss several games as a result. Cameron Askew had a goal and 3 assists for the Wildcats as well. 2 assists for Garrett Johnson in this game. Kyle Jessamine had a rough night in the Eagles' goals. He was pulled after allowing 5 goals on 26 shots. Zach Fortin gets the win in the Moncton net, making 19 saves on 21 shots. Evgeny Svechnikov actually dropping the gloves in this game as he fought Will Smith after Svechnikov was given a penalty for checking from behind. Dylan Boucher scrapping twice for Cape Breton against Cameron Askew and Zach McEwen. Yannick Bertrand fighting against Lane Cormier. Olivier LeBlanc of the Scream Eagles fighting with William Bauer in this game. The LeBlanc fight also coming after a hit from behind on Bauer. For the Eagles, Clark Bishop with a goal and an assist in this game, and Pierre-Luc Dubois with 2 assists. That is this day in Scream Eagles history.